The biggest update to the Avalanche network is finally here, the biggest one since the mainnet went live. And can somebody, for the love of God, tell the AVAX token that this is actually happening? It is sitting at $50, pretty flat. Come on, man, what are you doing? Pump, go up. We need our portfolios to go up. All jokes aside, absolutely massive day for AVAX with the price sitting at $50. I got some insight to share with you today. We're going to talk about what the AVAX 9000, the Avalanche 9000 mainnet means, how it's going to transform the blockchain space, the layer one space, and how it could benefit gaming, and why gaming, I don't want to call it a Trojan horse because everyone knows that Avalanche is big on gaming, but can gaming be the narrative that really drives AVAX maybe into the top 5? We'll talk about that. Also, we're going to take a look at some AVAX charts, do a little price prediction for you guys. So if you like AVAX and you want more AVAX content, like the videos, let us know in the comment section. And also subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Big round of applause and congratulations to the entire Avalanche team. As you can see here from X, our biggest network upgrade has arrived. Avalanche 9000 introduces the Etna upgrades to mainnet, ushering in a new era for developers and users on Avalanche. Some of the important things, the bullet pointed list: 99.9% reduction in L1 deployment costs and 96% drop in C-chain fees. Spin up L1s quickly using the primary C-chain. Full control to customize staking, gas, tokens, and more. That's going to be huge right there. Let me read that again. Full control to customize staking, gas, tokens, and more. Customizable compliance and geo restrictions. Avalanche has been doing this really since its inception with their evergreen subnets, but it's getting even better with the new upgrade, and seamless interoperability with interchain messaging, also known as ICM. This is just the beginning. Avalanche Foundation looks forward to witnessing the continued development and growth of the Avalanche ecosystem, as are we, Avalanche Foundation. We are also excited to see how this thing plays out. And I want to share this posted by Eric9000, which was reposted by Amin, the founder of Avalanche. C-chain gas optimization in our AVAX are live. LFJ swap went from 67 cents to sub 5 cents, to 2 pennies. Again, like a 99% reduction. LFJ LPing 20 bins went from $1.22 to 6 cents. Banky deposits went from 19 cents to sub 1 penny, a fraction of a penny. And looking great so far. Amen to that. Looking great so far. Can Avalanche be the new hot layer one, the one that everyone wants to build on? It's cheap. It's fast. It's got a great team behind it. It's got a lot of different narratives. We'll see. We'll let the market decide on that one, because there's a lot of great L1s out there. A few that come to mind: Cardano, Near Protocol, obviously Ethereum, although people like to hate on ETH. It's still number one. There's a reason to see number one smart contract platform. But can a project like Avalanche not only try to supplant Solana, but also go for the big dog, which is Ethereum? It can, and it could potentially do it off the back of gaming. Let's take a look here. Avalanche 9000 is the upgrade Web3 gaming has been waiting for, with dedicated L1s, smoother gameplay for players with no lag or fee spikes. Developers get customizable, scalable chains for their games. You also have interoperability. Gamers can seamlessly transfer assets across chains. This is going to be a big one. The whole idea is you want people to play a Web3, a crypto game, without having any idea that everything on the back end is settled on the blockchain. That is how we're going to get mass adoption. That is what Off the Grid did, and why it kind of rose the ranks and became so popular with gamers. Because they don't have to sit there and explain to their people, well, actually, this thing runs on blockchain, and then no one cares. I just want to know, is the game fun to play? Can I make money playing it? And it looks like Avalanche is doing that. Developer experience, faster, less expensive game L1 launches with easier deployment and new tools to get it done. Player economy, instant marketplace transactions, and stable infrastructure ensure better in-game experiences. Not to mention the improvements to the C-chain for games that aren't ready for their own layer one. So you got two options. You can launch on the Avalanche layer one. You can launch your own layer one in the Avalanche ecosystem. Taken together, these upgrades are clearing the path for an avalanche of new Web3 games. And I'm assuming in this post that pun is intended. Let's take a look at some of the big games. Obviously, you know, we have Off the Grid. We have Shrapnel. This one, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, Shatterline FPS, don't forget. And this is some of their gameplay here. You just love the graphics, right? You take a look, even a year ago, a lot of these Web3/crypto games were so freaking like from the 1990s. Like, I don't even know. It like had that Minesweeper vibe too, right? Now with, I know Unreal Engine 6 is live, and I don't know if that's what they're using, but these graphics are amazing. They're sexy. It looks fun to play, and it doesn't look like some clunky BS game out there that they just throw a crypto label on it. I mentioned Shrapnel. Huge news for Shrapnel as they welcome a new CEO. His name is Ken Rossman, has deep gaming roots with 30 plus years in the industry, and also had a stint at Xbox. Again, the route they're taking, I love it, right? You have a lot of different gaming companies. You have Axie Infinity, you have Gala Games. They're more like mobile games, and you got to play on a web browser. The future is console. It's been like that for 15, 20 years. It's going to continue to be like that moving forward. And if we can replicate what Off the Grid did on these consoles like Xbox and PlayStation and PC, whoever does that first, I think is going to get the big uptick in gamers on their blockchain. And it kind of looks like Avalanche is in the lead right now. He's also got big plans to expand the studio's capabilities and take Shrapnel over the finish line. So big upgrade for Shrapnel. Didn't really know their previous CEO, but with this guy's pedigree and his ties to the gaming industry, can we have a 1A and 1B in Off the Grid and Shrapnel? And what could that do for the AVAX ecosystem? Speaking of the AVAX ecosystem, take a look at this, okay? So I want you to look at, this is transaction volume. This is from Into the Block. And you can see with congruency, the blue line is your transaction total volume, and the black line is going to be the price of the AVAX token. They move together. When volume goes up, price goes up. And when volume goes down, price goes down. Well, what are we seeing right now? We're seeing a divergence. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to look at the last 4 or 5 years of history and say, okay, anytime volume for transactions went up, the AVAX token followed. And now all of a sudden, that doesn't count. It's not going to happen. I don't buy that for a second. So what does the chart tell me? That tells me the price has not caught up to what is happening on chain. And eventually, those things will converge again. We're not going to see transaction volume going up. Now, if this was fees or revenue, sure, because things are getting cheaper. But this is transaction volume, not a dollar amount, the volume of transactions, right? How many AVAX is transacting? You could take a look here over the last 7 days, 15.8 million. Over the last 7-day average is 15.8 million, and the 7-day high was 41.06 million. So transaction volume is skyrocketing. Price of AVAX is not. We expect that to change. We take a look here, some metrics from Token Terminal. Everything is in the green for AVAX. Market cap is up 55% over the last 30 days. Fees are up 150% over the last 30 days. Revenue is at 2.36 million, again, up 150% over the last 30 days. But more importantly, I want you to take a look at their core developers and their code commits. Core developers over the last 30 days up 30%. People are going into the AVAX network and they're building. Code commits over the last 30 days up 2%, sitting at 748. Do not sleep on Avalanche. It went up to $65 in March. It's going to retest that very soon. And we take a look here from this chart on the 1 hour for Avalanche. We saw a massive move to the upside from around $43 to a wick high of $55. Still didn't take out our cycle high just yet. And then we've kind of been putting in lower lows and lower highs. But good news here is this key level right around $48.46 has held up 1, 2, 3, and now 4 times just 5 hours ago as price retested this area. This is also a volume node that we've seen 2-to-1 buyers versus sellers. As you can see here, the green and the red bar. We also have another bullish indicator on the 1 hour, and I'll move this up here as our liquidity flow index shows that our price sentiment, or the sentiment for the token, has crossed the midline with money flow green. This is another bullish signal for Avalanche. Now, looking at this 1 hour chart, the obvious immediate resistance is going to be right around $51.87. If we zoom out a little bit more to the macro, this 4 hour candle looks really, really good. And I talk about this really on every chart, but this is a big bull flag that can break. Again, that double top coming in at $48.47. And if we zoom out to the daily, we're seeing a little bit of consolidation. AVAX did have a large liquidation candle to the downside that brought the price to a wick low of around $40. Buyer stepped in on this 3-to-1 volume level here. You can see between around $38.43 and $40.96. We have 3-to-1 buying versus selling, and price immediately recovered. You see this V-shaped recovery for AVAX, and the volume is still high. So again, massive upgrade. Cardano. Avalanche is getting a lot of attention, and rightfully so. And this is a token that we've been talking about on this channel for a very, very long time. We were buying it around $6 to $10. I even bought some at $20. I was laughed at by some people saying, why are you buying the top? I said, trust me, AVAX is going much higher. I think a $400 to $500 Avalanche is my base case for 2025, and actually the top of the bull market. And so it could be a lot higher. If we get gaming, don't forget, we got RWA as well. We get gaming and RWA. If those two take off on Avalanche, I think $1,000 Avalanche, I don't want to say it's kind of written or it's easy, it's a given, but more than likely that is what's going to happen. With only one of those, whether it's gaming or RWA, my bet would be on gaming. I think a $400 to $500 Avalanche is in the cards, and very likely I would put that right around 70 to 75%. We believe in this project. We know you do as well because you're watching it. If you want more Avalanche content, let us know in the comment section. Also, come check out our live show, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you next one.